All over. Who has died? Lost $20 million Matt Roloff's house caught fire. The Oregon sky was tinged with orange, not from sunset, but from the thick plumes of smoke billowing above Roloff Farms. Onlookers gathered along the fences that once welcomed thousands to pumpkin season festivities, now stunned into silence by the sight of flames engulfing the iconic Roloff farmhouse. Matt Roloff, the patriarch of Little People, Big World, stood barefoot on the gravel path, shirt half-buttoned, phone in hand, frozen in disbelief. "This can't be happening," he muttered, watching decades of dreams go up in smoke. The sirens grew louder. Fire trucks roared into the property. But the blaze had already swallowed the guest wing, spread to the attic, and was now licking the old wooden beams that Matt and Amy had once renovated together. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Inside the house, thankfully empty, were decades worth of memories, signed TLC contracts, family heirlooms, and most devastatingly, Matt's personal safe. That safe held the Roloff trust documents, legal settlements, and $20 million worth of uninsured rare antique coins he had quietly collected for over 30 years. The flames didn't just burn wood. They incinerated the legacy. Where it all began, it had started quietly. A faulty wire in the old entertainment room. Ironically, a room Matt had warned Jeremy about fixing up years ago. Jeremy, who had distanced himself from the farm after the infamous family fallout, had insisted, "It's fine, Dad. Just needs a new breaker. I'll get to it." He never did. Tori and Zach, living in Battleground, saw the news online before Matt even called. "Zach," Tori said in horror, phone shaking, "I think the farmhouse is on fire. Look." She showed him a post on a local Helvetia community group. The photo was unmistakable. The red barn behind thick smoke. The scorched roof of the farmhouse. Zach went pale. "Dad." It took Tori only minutes to load the kids into the car. She didn't wait for Zach's okay. They were going. Ashes of the past. Amy Roloff heard the news while baking cookies with her grandkids. She dropped the spatula and whispered, "Oh no." Chris Merrick looked up from the garage. "Amy, you all right?" She didn't answer. Her heart pounded in her chest. That house, the house where she raised her 4 children, celebrated birthdays, mourned losses, and built a life, was being destroyed. Despite everything, divorce, tension, Matt's engagement to Karen, she still loved that home. It was the only one she'd ever really known. Amy called Matt. He answered, coughing from smoke inhalation. "Amy," he said, voice hoarse. "I'm on my way," she said, already grabbing her coat. "Be careful," he murmured. "It's bad. Real bad." Suspicions rise. By morning, the fire was out. The main house was a charred skeleton. Firefighters confirmed the worst. The fire had spread so fast due to poor wiring and flammable materials in the attic. But one comment made Matt's heart drop. There was some sort of accelerant on the east side, a fire investigator told him quietly. "What do you mean?" "We're not ruling out arson." Matt's stomach turned. Arson? Who would do this? A disgruntled fan? A business enemy? Or, worse, someone in the family? The Roloffs had been on rocky terms for years. Rumors of jealousy, bitterness over the farm sale, and legal disputes had circulated like wildfire. Matt thought of Jeremy, of the dream he wanted to fulfill, of the argument they'd had just 2 weeks ago. "You took everything from me," Jeremy had yelled. "You sold my legacy." Was it just anger? Or something more? The shock of $20 million. It wasn't just emotional devastation. 2 days after the fire, Matt revealed to his lawyer, and to Amy, Chris, and the children, that he had lost over $20 million worth of rare coins and bearer bonds stored in a fire-safe vault in the basement. But the safe failed. The heat had melted the hinges. Everything was gone. "I didn't tell anyone," Matt admitted, tears in his eyes. "I didn't trust putting it in a bank. It was private. Family treasure." "You didn't insure it?" Amy asked, horrified. "I thought the safe was enough." Jeremy looked stricken. "You had $20 million just hidden?" Matt nodded. It was for all of you one day. Divided up. Quietly. Now, nothing remained but soot. Karen's confession. Karen Chandler, Matt's fiancée, returned from Arizona the moment she heard. But she seemed distant, anxious. 2 days later, she finally confessed something to Amy that would change everything. I think I know who started the fire, she whispered. Amy leaned in. What are you talking about? I saw Matt's security feed. From the barn cam. Hours before the fire, someone came onto the property. Who? Karen hesitated. It looked like Jacob. Amy froze. That can't be. He's in Bend. Not that night. He had a huge fight with Matt. Said the farm was cursed. Said money was poison. Amy's hands trembled. No. He would never. Would he? Secrets unearthed. Police began an investigation. All the Roloff children were questioned. Zach was cleared quickly. He had been filming a charity event with Tori. Molly was out of state. Jeremy had an alibi, barely. But Jacob? His location that night was unclear. No receipts. No phone pings. When officers searched a backpack found in the scorched barn, they discovered torn journal pages, Jacob's handwriting. A passage read, "This farm has brought nothing but division. Maybe it's time for the land to cleanse itself. Let fire do what years of hate could not." Matt wept. Amy refused to believe it. Jacob had always been the rebel. But an arsonist? Still, there was no arrest. Just suspicion. The community reacts. Fans of Little People, Big World flooded social media with messages of heartbreak, speculation, and conspiracy. Some blamed Matt's greed. Others accused Jeremy of sabotage. Many speculated that the show had brought a curse to the family. TLC released a brief statement. We are deeply saddened by the loss suffered by the Roloff family. Our thoughts are with them. But behind closed doors, executives debated whether to capitalize on the drama with a documentary. Amy refused. This is not entertainment, she said. But Matt, broken and desperate, signed the papers. They needed the money. Rebuilding or leaving. Weeks later, Matt stood on the blackened foundation of the farmhouse, holding a brick. Amy joined him. You going to rebuild? He shook his head. I think I'm done. What do you mean? I'm selling the land. What's left of it? Amy's eyes widened. Matt, it's not home anymore. And so, the Roloff farm, iconic, beloved, and full of memories, was listed. The land was valued at $8 million, even post-fire. But Matt knew he'd never get that price. He didn't care. He wanted out. Goodbye, Roloff Farms. On a rainy Oregon morning, a sold sign went up at the end of the Roloff driveway. A development company from Portland bought the land. Rumors swirled that they planned to tear down the barns, fill the pumpkin patch, and build condos. The Roloff family gathered one last time. Even Jacob came. He looked Matt in the eye. I didn't start the fire, he said. Matt didn't answer, just nodded. Tori held Zach's hand tightly. Jeremy stood back, silent. Amy looked at the fields, the broken fences, the memories in every patch of soil. Goodbye, home, she whispered. And with that, it was all over. What remains? Months later, the show aired its final season. Viewers watched as the Roloff said goodbye, not just to the farm, but to each other. There were no dramatic reconciliations, just acceptance. Matt moved to Arizona permanently with Karen. Amy and Chris settled into retirement. Tori and Zach focused on their kids. Jeremy started a podcast about faith and forgiveness. Jacob wrote a memoir titled Ashes to Ashes. And the land? Bulldozed. Erased. Condos coming 2026. But the legacy of Little People, Big World lived on. In reruns, in memories, in scars. The fire didn't just destroy a house. It ended an era.